The atmosphere around this Patriots versus Jets matchup feels different, and anyone who accompanied a Liga de Porto perceived is so logo de cara. There's a sense that New England has the tools to dominate this game from the opening drive. But at the same time, the National Football League has a way of humbling teams when confidence turns into complacency. This is one of those games where the Patriots could come out swinging, control the tempo, dictate the pace on both sides of the ball, and make it look easy. Yet there's always that lingering possibility that it becomes tight, physical, and decided in the final minutes. That unpredictability is what defines Sundays in this league. And it is exactly why this matchup demands focus from the first snap to the last whistle. One of the main storylines surrounding this moment is how individual performances are being recognized or not recognized across the league. Seeing Drake May and Christian Gonzalez earn Pro Bowl selections is a reflection of how impactful they have been throughout the season. Their development has been impossible to ignore, especially when you look at how much responsibility has been placed on their shoulders and how consistently they have delivered. At the same time, the absence of Marcus Jones from that conversation has sparked debate among fans who watch every snap and understand his value beyond simple statistics. As a punt returner, his explosiveness, vision, and ability to slip through tight lanes make him one of the most dangerous players at his position, even if that does not always translate into league-wide recognition. The comparison between Marcus Jones and other return specialists comes down to role definition more than talent. Jones has been outstanding when asked to handle punts, providing field position and momentum in crucial moments, while also carrying significant defensive responsibilities at cornerback. That dual role matters, because protecting his health and maintaining his rhythm on defense is more important than expanding his workload. The Patriots have benefited from stability in his usage, and changing that balance just to chase individual accolades would make little sense. Team success has always outweighed personal honors in this organization, and that mindset remains central to how decisions are made. Looking ahead, conversations naturally drift towards scenarios involving division clinching and how the coaching staff might approach late-season games. The idea of resting starters is always controversial, especially for a team still fighting for optimal playoff positioning. Everything starts with taking care of business first, because no scenario matters unless the Patriots secure the necessary wins. Once that foundation is in place, questions about snap counts, rotations, and long-term health become more relevant. Managing players like Milton Williams is critical, particularly when the physical toll of the season has already resulted in a growing injury list. The injury situation itself cannot be overlooked. Week after week, the Patriots have absorbed hits that test their depth and resilience. Concussions, muscle strains, and joint issues have affected key contributors across the roster, forcing younger players and backups into meaningful roles. While that can be challenging, it also reveals the strength of the system and the importance of preparation. Still, no team wants to head into January battered and thin, which is why every decision about playing time carries added weight as the regular season winds down. Another layer to this discussion revolves around how opposing defenses choose to allocate their attention in coverage. With Stephon Diggs demanding constant respect, defenses are often forced to commit extra resources his way, which naturally opens opportunities for other receivers. When players like Matt Collins start producing, it raises the question of whether defenses will adjust their priorities. Yet the reality is that elite receivers do not stop commanding double teams simply because others are contributing. The true driver behind this offensive growth has been the quarterback play, with Drake May consistently elevating those around him through timing, accuracy, and decision-making. May's progression has been one of the defining elements of the Patriots season. His command of the offense, especially in high-pressure situations, has shifted expectations and changed how opponents prepare. Receivers are finding space, routes are being extended, and defenses are being punished for even small mistakes. When Diggs saw his snap count reduced during a stretch of games, the offense felt that absence, and once his role expanded again, the impact was immediate. That balance between personnel usage and production highlights how interconnected every part of the offense truly is. As discussions turn toward postseason aspirations, the idea of securing the top seed in the conference naturally captures attention. It represents more than just bragging rights, because a first-round bye and home field advantage can define a playoff run. The path to that position, however, is complicated and dependent on multiple outcomes beyond New England's direct control. Winning out is non-negotiable, but even that may not be enough without help from other teams. Watching games involving contenders like Denver and Los Angeles suddenly becomes part of the weekly routine, with every result carrying added significance. Evaluating potential playoff matchups also reveals how balanced and competitive the conference has become. There are teams that present unique challenges due to defensive schemes, quarterback mobility, or physicality in the trenches. At the same time, the Patriots have already proven they can compete with and beat high-quality opponents. Certain matchups appear more favorable on paper, particularly against teams that struggle with consistency or defensive discipline, while others promise to be grueling battles that test every aspect of the roster. Confidence exists, but it is paired with an understanding that nothing will be handed to them. When fans are asked to identify the best and worst aspects of the Patriots season so far, the answers often converge around similar themes. The emergence of Drake may stand out as the clear positive, a foundational piece who has accelerated the team's timeline and injected belief into the locker room. On the other hand, issues like red zone defense continue to cause frustration. Allowing opponents to convert too frequently inside the 20-yard line undermines otherwise strong defensive efforts and keeps games closer than they need to be. Improvement in that area is essential if this team expects to make a deep playoff run. All of these elements come together as the Patriots approach the final stretch of the regular season. Decisions about resting players, managing injuries, and prioritizing long-term goals will shape not only the final standings, but also the health and confidence of the team entering the postseason. Every snap still matters, every opponent demands respect, and every week brings new variables that can alter the narrative. The focus remains on execution, discipline, and staying true to the identity that has carried this team to its current position, because once January arrives, there will be no margin for error. As the Patriots move deeper into the final weeks of the season, the intensity in every practice, every film session, and every game grows exponentially. This is the time when execution, focus, and preparation truly separate the contenders from the pretenders. The team is acutely aware that even a slight misstep could jeopardize a coveted playoff position, and with so many pieces in place, the margin for error is razor thin. Coaches are constantly weighing the importance of every player on the field against the potential long-term risks. It is a delicate balance between pushing for immediate victories and safeguarding the health of key contributors who are expected to carry the team deep into January. Every decision has ramifications that extend far beyond a single game, which makes the final stretch of the season as much a mental challenge as it is a physical one. The quarterback position continues to be the centerpiece of the Patriots' success, and Drake may have stepped into that role with a level of poise and consistency that has impressed everyone around him. His ability to read defenses, anticipate routes, and make precise throws has turned the offense into one of the most efficient units in the league. Beyond just his technical skills, May has become a leader in the locker room, commanding respect from teammates and helping younger players develop their confidence. Wide receivers like Matt Collins have thrived under his leadership, showing dramatic improvement in statistics and game impact compared to previous seasons. The synergy between May and his receivers is now undeniable, and it is one of the reasons the Patriots have been able to sustain offensive production even when facing top-tier defensive opponents. Defensively, the team has faced its share of challenges, especially in high-pressure situations like the red zone. Converting critical stops and limiting opponents' scoring opportunities in tight spaces has been a persistent concern, highlighting areas where the unit must refine technique and communication. Despite these struggles, the defense has shown resilience, particularly in critical moments where veteran players step up and younger athletes rise to the occasion. Cornerbacks and safeties are being tested week after week, and their ability to adapt to dynamic offensive schemes will be essential as the postseason approaches. Injuries have certainly complicated this effort, forcing rotation adjustments and providing valuable experience for backups who may see increased playing time when stakes are highest. Injuries themselves are an unavoidable reality, and New England has navigated the season with a roster that has experienced its fair share of physical setbacks. From concussions to hamstring strains, knee issues, and foot injuries, the coaching and medical staff have had to constantly monitor player health and make strategic decisions about participation. Balancing the need for competitive minutes with the risk of further injury is a complex task that requires both insight and intuition. Players like Milton Williams, who represent emerging talent, are being carefully managed to maximize their development while minimizing exposure to unnecessary risk. This careful approach underscores the organization's commitment to both short-term success and long-term sustainability. Strategically, the Patriots continue to benefit from careful game planning and opponent analysis. Knowing how to allocate defensive coverage, when to apply pressure, and how to maximize offensive efficiency against varying defensive looks is key. The coaching staff has emphasized adaptability, ensuring that players can adjust to mid-game shifts in strategy without losing cohesion. This flexibility is particularly important against opponents with dynamic skill positions, where the ability to react and execute under pressure often determines the outcome of closely contested games. Preparing for each scenario, anticipating tendencies, and maintaining discipline have become hallmarks of New England's approach in these critical weeks. Special teams play remains a pivotal aspect of the Patriots' formula for success. While Marcus Jones may have been overlooked in national discussions, his contributions in the return game cannot be understated. The field position advantage provided by explosive punt returns can change the trajectory of a game in a matter of seconds. At the same time, keeping Jones focused on his cornerback duties ensures that defensive integrity is maintained. This balancing act illustrates the thoughtfulness behind how the organization utilizes its players, optimizing impact while mitigating potential downside. Every snap is weighed carefully, because even seemingly minor plays can have outsized consequences in the playoff race. As the season edges toward its conclusion, attention naturally shifts to the broader playoff picture and the potential seeding implications. Securing a top seed in the AFC would provide not only a first-round bye, but also home field advantage, a factor that has repeatedly proven influential in postseason outcomes. The path to that position, however, is not solely within New England's control. It requires winning every remaining game and hoping that other key matchups around the league unfold favorably. This dual dependency adds a layer of tension to the final weeks, as players and coaches must maintain focus on their own performance while remaining acutely aware of external variables that could impact their ultimate standing. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Rumors are swirling around Foxborough as tensions reportedly rise within the New England Patriots locker room. Sources close to the team suggest that head coach Mike VRABEL has demanded the departure of tight end Austin Hooper following what insiders are calling a heated altercation behind closed doors. While details remain scarce, those familiar with the situation describe the disagreement as a significant clash of personalities and philosophies, with VRABEL allegedly frustrated over Hooper's approach to practice and on-field leadership. The Patriots, known for their disciplined and tightly controlled environment, rarely see such publicized friction, making these reports particularly noteworthy. Some analysts speculate that the rift may extend beyond a single incident, hinting at deeper issues regarding team culture and the integration of newer players into VRABEL's system. Hooper, who arrived with expectations of providing a reliable presence in the passing game, might now find himself navigating an uncertain future if the coach's ultimatum holds. Inside sources describe the atmosphere in the locker room as tense, with teammates reportedly trying to mediate and keep focus on upcoming matchups. Yet, whispers suggest that VRABEL's decision is firm, signaling that the organization may prioritize long-term cohesion over individual talent, even if it means parting ways with a player of Hooper's caliber. Social media has already exploded with reactions, ranging from shock to speculation about who could replace him if he leaves. Some fans are calling it a bold move by VRABEL, asserting that strong leadership sometimes requires difficult decisions. Others question whether the split could affect team performance or locker room morale, particularly during a critical stretch of the season. As of now, neither the team nor the player has issued an official statement, leaving reporters and fans alike to parse cryptic comments from practices and interviews. The Patriots have historically handled internal conflicts quietly, so any public confirmation of this dispute would mark a rare deviation from the norm. Analysts are debating whether this scenario could set a precedent for how VRABEL manages dissent, especially with a roster featuring several high-profile personalities and ambitious newcomers eager to make their mark. With the NFL landscape already rife with surprises, the potential departure of Austin Hooper from New England would be yet another twist in an unpredictable season. Patriots followers will undoubtedly be watching closely, eager for any signs of resolution or confirmation that the locker room drama is far from over. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.